I am your astrologer, Wonder Girl, taking you to new heights. Here is your daily forecast for the day of Saturday, October 21st, 2017. Now, what we've got going on today is the moon here is still hanging out in Scorpio now, moving into the last degrees, all right? So we're still thinking about our feelings, our emotions, some things hidden deep beneath the surface, getting real, just emotional, feeling lots of stuff here in Scorpio. That's kind of what Scorpio does and is good at, but feeling really deeply and intensely. Coming up, again, sex, intimacy, a lot that's going on, and financial stuff. That's going to be a big thing that you're going to hear from me for a while, all right? Not just because the moon is there right now in Scorpio, but because Jupiter just moved in. And for those of you who don't know, Jupiter stays in one sign for 12 months, really asking us to focus on that area, to expand that area, and it's kind of where some of our good luck comes if we focus there. And because Jupiter is in Scorpio, all of our good luck is going to come from feeling very, very deeply, dealing with some emotional stuff from the past that we don't want to deal with, and bringing up all these issues below and beneath the surface to really heal them and to make them better. And so that's going to be a big thing that's going on here. And the moon moving into this spot about around the same time when Jupiter moved in there as well, really bringing more of our attention to that, trying to kick off the next 12-month cycle of our life here, really saying you got to get on board with these things that you're feeling, all right? These emotional stuff that's coming up, these changes too that you want to make in your life, because Scorpio does also rule death and birth, endings and beginnings. Some big deep changes you want to make, of course, in some way. You're really saying, you know, you're going to have to focus on that if you want to you know, make sure that you have the life that you want and to live life more truly and more deeply, all right? So that's where the moon is today. That is obviously going to be a big thing today and throughout the next year, because all these planets that are going to come through Scorpio right here are going to square the nodes, which the moon is going to do today. And when planets square the nodes, we tend to forget about them because we're too busy doing the nodal thing. You know, we want to go over here and because the North Node is in Leo, have fun and find the joy again in our life and lighten up and you know, be independent a lot of ways with Leo and independently make ourselves happy, I think is a big thing. But when a planet squares the nodes, we tend to forget about what is there in that sign and what it's trying to teach us, and that planet with the moon there and the other planets going to come through there in the next 12 months, really saying, as you're trying to make yourself happy, as you're trying to do something that you enjoy, find the passion and the heart once again in life, and do things that are important to you and you alone, you need to make sure that you figure out what it is that you want. Okay, Scorpio also rules your wants, your desires, things that, you know, you just feel instinctively as well. You need to make sure you pay attention to these kind of things, okay? You need to make sure you deal with some emotional stuff, finances, sex, all of that issues that are coming up next year. It's time for you to deal with them and to focus on them, and you need to make sure you pay attention to that, even if it is hard, so that it can bring you into the right direction. And I think that's a big thing today. Maybe wanting to be happy, wanting to feel more free to do things that you want and find the joy again in life, but really needing to pay attention to some of your deep feelings and emotions and some big changes you want to make in life and some really deep intimate relationships that you're in order to, again, unlock some of the doors and move forward in the direction that you need to move into, okay? If you do this and pay attention to those things, and I think I've been saying this for a day or so, if you really pay attention to these feelings, it's going to open up some doors for you here, especially today with the moon making a sextile over to Pluto in Capricorn, to it's going to help you to move your life in the right direction, okay? To move up in the world, to create the reputation that you want, the career that you want, to do the things that are really, really important to you here. And I think if you can focus on your emotions, if you cannot get so lost and upset and hurt by the things that come up, there's going to be lots of opportunities to heal yourself, to overcome some things that have been holding you down, and to really make some big progress that perhaps you feel like you haven't been able to make in a while because there's these stumbling blocks that you keep getting stuck on. And I think what we're trying to do today and in the next year is to get over these stumbling blocks so you can move your life in the right direction and really begin to progress and move forward, okay? Now, as you're dealing with some of this emotional stuff, again, there could be some uncomfortable feelings with the moon here making a trine to Chiron, which rules our deepest wound, all right? So there's some things that we're not feeling too comfortable about because this is the Scorpio and Pisces. It's mostly internal stuff, just not feeling right inside about ourselves, about who we are, about something perhaps from the past too, with the 12th house stuff coming in and Pisces ruling the past. coming up, recurring issues that you can't break through as well, happening very fast as you're dealing with some of these emotions, needing to push forward, needing to not be so upset if you feel bad, if you feel hurt, okay? To realize that sometimes in order to heal yourself, things have to get worse before they get better. And I think that's what may be happening a little bit here, is we're not used to dealing with all these uncomfortable emotions, but they're coming up and you need to push through them. There's lots of opportunities here if you can learn to love the dark. Learn to love the dark that's inside you, all right? And I think that's a big lesson that we have here, okay? And I think if you focus on these deep feelings, you're gonna find more good things are gonna happen to you than you would have initially thought. It's gonna allow you to better here act, to move forward, to put your life in order, okay? To work better with relationships and other people, okay? And it's just gonna feel much better. It's like your emotions are the missing piece. I mean, maybe for the past, few years or so, you've been ignoring what it is that you really want, ignoring your emotions, ignoring what it is that you really feel, or maybe right now you're uncomfortable about where your life is going and you're ignoring those things too. And I think you need to figure out what it is that you want, figure out what's going on inside you, not be afraid to deal with some of that stuff, because it's going to open tons of doors for you here to just do things that you need to do to get your life in order, to work with people and to move up in the world and point your life in the direction that you want to go in. And it's just I just think it's gonna be a good thing. You may here with the quincunx to Uranus have to think very differently about your identity and about who you are and who you thought you were, and about your freedom and how you assert your freedom, okay, and express yourself authentically. You maybe have to express yourself differently, change your identity a little bit, or think about who you are in different ways in order to get there, okay? But needing to realize that it's okay. It's okay to do that, okay? To change or to think differently about who you are, okay? Especially as situations change, especially as you deal with some deep stuff from the past and try to heal from them and go over them and move forward, all right? And thinking about yourself differently and reconceptualizing your identity it's not a bad thing, okay? And to just let yourself think about things in new ways, all right? And free yourself here to understand what's been going on with you, and to just let yourself feel these feelings here, okay? Nothing wrong with all of that. All right, so that's what I think is really going on here today. Just kind of deep and emotional, but I think in a really healing way, if you just let that happen. And then we've got this other stuff going on in the background, which to me, I've already talked about, so I won't spend a lot of time on that, but still Saturn 23, moving a little bit further off the North Node here, but still some opportunities to commit to something new that it is that you enjoy, that makes you happy as you work out some of this emotional stuff. The emotional stuff, I think, being more important at the moment than some of this, because if you do the emotional stuff, some of the other things going to fall into place here. Also wanting to break free here in your commitments, to be more authentically yourself in your commitments, but again, needing to think differently about who you are in order to go forward and do something new here in a way that does feel better. I think that's a big thing that's coming in here. What else? Oh yeah, the sun about to conjunct Jupiter too, bringing even more focus here to your identity and how you can bring some things, out into the open that are hidden below the surface. What else? Then we also have Mars here and the sun too at 29 degrees about to switch signs. So things are about to switch here. They'll be quite different than they have been lately. I think the past month or so, we've been making a lot of changes, or trying to make lots of changes, figuring out where our life is going. Maybe some frustrations as we're trying to, figure out what's happening here. And I think we're starting to step into new chapters with some of these new chapters that we've been working on here, really trying to instead figure out where our life is going and to actually get your hands dirty and to go forward and just to move into them, that I think is starting to come in here. And you're about to see things be very different perhaps than they have been as we try to ease in and settle into these experiences, all right? I don't think they're gonna be like the most breezy. I think they're actually gonna be deep. I think we still are gonna have to make lots of changes, especially with all this Scorpio energy for the next year, and whatever we commit to now, it's like we're gonna commit to things now, doing something new. And of course, when Saturn moves into Capricorn, we're gonna have to build on these things. But I think as we're building on these things that we're committing to now, lots of changes are gonna come in, okay? And lots of opportunities still to rearrange your life, even though we're deciding more or less our life direction now. now. I think we're trying to figure that out. I think once we have the life direction decided next year when Saturn's in Capricorn, we're going to be able to make little adjustments, okay, to this thing that we're deciding on now. And I think that's what's the important thing, is to make sure that we have what we want now before we go into next year with Saturn and Capricorn, okay, and that it really resonates truly with us, so that once we're there next year, we're not so much scrapping the plan, erasing the plan, and doing something different, but we're staying with the plan and we're tweaking one thing here, you know, in order to make sure that the plan is going according to plan, okay, if all of that makes sense moving forward, okay. So that's what I've got for you today. Your card is the King of Pentacles reversed. This is a card of things, again, not being in order in some way, not feeling like things are in order. The King, what else? I like to think of the King as being determined and dedicated, you know? Maybe things aren't in order. The King is willing to work through them and to make them happen. And when it's reversed, sometimes we're not dedicated or disciplined enough. Maybe we don't have the vision. Maybe we're scared. We don't have the respect or the people with us to help us manifest these things. And I think what you need to realize is you have it. You can do it. Stay determined. Stay disciplined. Believe in your vision. Believe in your plan, okay? Work out some issues that you need here, and don't be upset if you feel like things aren't falling into place or like people aren't there for you, because I think they are there. They are there for you. You just have to keep moving forward, okay? And not pushing again, because, you know, the Mars thing is going to come into here, into Libra, and Venus is going to take over, all right? So not to keep pushing things and forcing things, but to just keep living your life and trying to put things in order and receiving and understanding and learning. And I think if you just are persistent in that, in your pursuit of just getting to the heart of the matter and letting people show their hearts and being open and accepting of people, I think there's going to be so much more there to really help you build the thing that it is that you want to build, okay? So that is what I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching my horoscope. If you like it, please like it on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, and I will talk to you later.